Hi guys, it's Professor P. I know it's been a little while. I hope you guys are all doing safe and healthy. All right, today we are going to talk about marital residence and kinship. It's probably one of the most boring chapters of the entire semester, but I'm going to try to make it easy. So take out your concept sheets, marital residence and kinship, and then we'll go over it. All right, we're going to start out with patterns of marital residence. Don't get them confused with descent, okay? Patterns of marital residence are who we live with and why, right? Some of you are living with people you don't really want to live with, but we're going to talk about that in a minute. All right, patterns of marital residence. Let's talk about patrilocal residence. Every time you hear the word patri, it's male-centered. So this is where people go and live with the male side of the family, all right? The next one is matrilocal residence. Matri is female-centered. Remember that every time you hear matri. So this is where people live with the female side of the family. We're going to talk about those explanations why in a minute. The next term we talk about is bilocal residence pattern. Bilocal residence is interesting because this is where either the son or the daughter may or may not stay near or with their family members. I'm going to have to explain the reasons why to clarify this. Bilocal residence is where you live in a very unpredictable environment. These environments are afflicted with things like natural disasters, famine, things where they're unpredictable. So you're going to live with or near whoever can help you stay alive. It's literally survival. Okay, so that's why bilocal is a really interesting kind of definition, all right? Avunculocal is the rarest in the world. This is where a son will live near his maternal uncle, all right, his mom's brother. It's very rare. So we're not really going to be testing on that, but just so you know it. And then our particular residence pattern is called neo-local residence, where both son and daughter move out of the house. That's why you're all going to college, because you don't want to stay with your parents forever, right? So this is what we're going to do. All right, what are some of the explanations why? Patrilocal versus matrilocal, anthropologists explain this by looking at warfare, internal and external warfare, all right? So if you look at something like patrilocal warfare, they practice what's called internal warfare, where you keep your sons close and they stay with or live near your family because in case of warfare, they've been enculturated to battle for you, all right? Matrilocal's external warfare. It's sort of like your son-in-laws will make do, okay? So you could teach them to battle. You could teach them. And typically, they're battling where they have advance notice. With patrilocal, it could be strike attacks, right? So your sons are from birth enculturated to fight. Your son-in-laws don't need to know that. There's going to be advance notice when you talk about external warfare. All right. Neolocal residence, the residence pattern that we have is typically explained because we live in independent society, individualistic society, and because we live where we can make money and have savings accounts and things like that. Hopefully. Some of us are going to be broke. Some of us aren't, right? So anyways, let's keep going. All right. Let's get to rules of descent. All right. And rules of descent are very important because that's where we sort of trace our lineage, right? This is where we look at ancestry and all that sort of good stuff. Rules of descent really connect us with that. And we have different patterns and rules of descent. So let me tell you about this. Do not confuse residence and descent. Descent is basically kinship charts. It's basically tracing our ancestry. Many of you will never do this a day in your life. Some of you may have some of your family members or aunts or grandparents or people like that trying to trace, but typically we're not going to do it. So let's start with patrilineal descent. Patrilineal descent is where individuals affiliate through the male side only. All right. So basically, I am my father's daughter. So you're going to trace that side. Matrilineal, remember I told you, think about it, female. So you are going to trace through the female side and affiliate with the female side of the family. All right. The next one, ambilineal descent, you're going to trace through the female side or the male at one point in your life. And then you may trace the female or male side at one point. So you're going to trace, but not at the same time. It's like in the United States, we do what's called double descent. We're going to trace both dad and mom's side at the same time, right? So when you're looking at like a kinship, you're going to see both of it go out like that. With ambilineal, it's only going to be one at a time. All right, just so you guys are clear with that, which you guys will never do it. It's something that most people don't do. All right, let's get to bilateral kinship. Bilateral kinship is really where it's just a term we use where we affiliate with both sides of the family. Within the bilateral kinship, we have what's called the kindred. The kindred, for once in your life, you could be egocentric. It's all about you and who you want in your family, right? Who you're hanging out with, who you're going to coffee with, right? Who you're playing basketball with. The kindred is ego-centered. That's a close set of your kin. So let me tell you like this. So you have siblings, right? You may not have the same kindred as them. Kindred always have to be biological or blood related, but it has to be the people you're hanging out with. So hypothetically, let's say part of my kindred, I have my aunt Pearl, and I have my aunt Kathy, and I have my Uncle Bob. But my brother may have, Uncle Tim and Uncle Kevin, and Uncle Jack. Even though we're all blood related, they may not be part of my kindred because I'm not close to them. So your kindred is who you feel is close to and who you want to be around with. It's explained by a lot of different things, okay? So this could be explained by gender. You might be closer to people that you're hanging out with because they're just part of your gender. It could be age-based. You're closer to your cousins or your family members who are in your age group. It could be, geography. You're closer to one side of the family because they just live near you, right? There's going to be a lot of different explanations of why. And sometimes you just hate certain families, so you're like, forget it, I don't want to be around them, right? We got that in all our families. All right, another term. Let's get to unilineal descent. Unilineal descent is where we just trace through one side only. So we affiliate with one side of the family only. A lot of you do that. You only affiliate with mom's side or dad's side. There could be stuff going on in the family, whatever, right? So let me tell you some things going on with you unilineal descent groups. One of them could be like lineages, all right? We all have a lineage. It doesn't matter, all of us in the entire world. A lineage is just where you could trace to a common ancestor, all right? That's it. We all have a great-great-great-grandfather or grandmother somewhere down the line. We all have a lineage. The next one is a clan or a sib. A clan is totemic. A clan is just where members trace to someone somewhere they believe is part of their ancestry. It's totemic. There's an animal or a group identification with that, okay? So you believe yourself to have a common ancestor. So let me give you an example. Native Americans, Scottish, Irish people, they have clans, right? So let's just say you believe you're part of the Eagle clan, right? So within that, you believe yourself to be part or connected to nature, okay? So within that, there's totems. A totem is just an animal or plant representation. Okay, and there are taboos and things that go along with that. So if you believe you're part of the bear clan, you don't kill the bear, you don't eat the bear, you don't harm the bear because you believe that you're a descendant of that, right? So it's very important to understand there's a lot of people that are part of these kinds of clans. All right, let's move on to the next term, a frailty. All that is related clans, like cousin clans. The bear clan believes they're related to the eagle clan. Or the turtle clan believes they're related to the lizard clan, whatever. All right, that's it. We are going to skip combinations, so don't even worry about that on your concept sheet, all right? The next term is classificatory terms. Classificatory terms just equate us to certain relatives, all right? So let me give to you like this. There's a term called a consanguineal kin. A consanguineal kin is just a blood kin. Mom, dad, brother, sister, right? Related biologically cousins and, aunts and uncles. Those are called consanguineal kin. All right. We also have what's called affinal kin. Those are kin by marriage. Some of us like them. Some of us hate them. But we still have affinal kin. All right. Affinal kin is kin by marriage. brother-in-law, sister-in-law, cousin-in-laws, right? These are in-laws married in through the family. The last term on this concept sheet is called fictive kin. Fictive kin are people that are like an uncle, like a cousin. We added this to anthropology because sometimes these people play not only a more important role than biological, right? But they play such vital parts of our lives. So these are people who are like a brother, like a sister, like a mother. A lot of this could be like your parents' best friends you grew up with calling Aunt Kathy or Uncle Tom, but they're not really your uncle, right? A lot of you have this. A lot of you, that could be your best friends too, but they actually have to play the part. So they're close to family members. They come to the celebrations, right? They may come in your house and call your parents mom and dad, but may not be, right? These are fictive kin, right? Remember, fictive have to play that role. So they become a very important part of our life. We got through that chapter. I try to make it easy. It's probably the most boring chapter we've been through so far, as you guys can tell, right? Remember, I'm going to try to keep coming on. I'm going to try to make it easy for you. We're going to come up on some really good topics as well. So make sure, stay tuned for the next Professor P session. See you soon. Have a good day.